Hello, my name is Emily and I work for Crossroads Health in Mentor, Ohio. Today I'm going to be doing an individual case presentation to present to you regarding one of the students that I work with as a school-based provider in the schools. Now, Crossroads Health is an agency that has multiple programs. The one that I work for, again, is the school-based department, and I provide services to children in the schools for a range of mental health issues, whether it's ADHD, whether it's anxiety, or if it's depression. I'm there to help them, and I'm here to help them create a plan and get on their feet and get moving for what they want to change and what they want to do better in. I work with children of all ages, so from actually from 5 years old to 18. I shouldn't say all ages, but from 5 year old to 18, because I work in an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. And it's called the Perry Local School District, which is just around the corner from where I live. And my agency has Crossroads Health is in several school districts in our county. We have a lot of people all around doing what we can for our individuals. The first thing I want to identify is the person that we're going to be talking about today. Her name is America, and she is of Mexican heritage. She was born in Mexico to a mom and a dad who are still together. They immigrated here about 10 years ago with their children. They have one child who was born in the United States. The other children were born in Mexico. So America, she is 15 years old, and she was born in Mexico. When they moved here, her parents were unable to get documented, so they are currently undocumented citizens. That definitely puts a lot of stress on the family. So the presenting problem that America is coming to with me is that her mother feels that America really struggles with mental health concerns like opposition and defiance toward mom at home. And America feels more that her issues are stemming from depression and self-esteem concerns. One thing to really point out about this family, too, is that with the Mexican culture, and mom has identified this to me and America, that it's often kind of ignored when it comes to mental health conditions. It's not something that people talk about a lot, it's not something they embrace a lot. So, because of that, it definitely was a big step for America and her mom to come to us seeking treatment and for her to be referred to me for school based services. So America, she does have a history of some mental health issues and some situations she was in when she was younger. When she was in fifth grade here in Ohio, she had a situation where she wasn't feeling great. She was feeling very depressed. Things just didn't seem to be going her way. So she attempted to ingest a whole bottle of Tylenol pills. Because of that, she was taken immediately to the hospital and then taken right away for an assessment for mental health needs, for safety needs. They did not admit her to an institution for being in fifth grade. They wanted to refer her to an agency and get her situated from then on. However, in fifth grade, mother did not follow up in putting her in services anywhere. The place that they were referred to was too far away for them to be driving to every day. So she did not essentially follow up with any services after that incident. So due to this, America then had a situation when she was 14 years old, so just 1 year ago, where she was again having suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideation, and she had attempted to try to hurt herself. She didn't hurt herself. She went to her mom and expressed what she was feeling, and mom immediately took her to a hospital. From that point on, she was admitted to Laurelwood, which is a children's psychiatric hospital. And she spent some time in Laurelwood. She spent about 5 days in Laurelwood, and then they discharged her. They had medicated her with Prozac. They had put her on about 10 to 20 milligrams of Prozac, and then they referred her to an agency. Again, mother did not follow up very quickly on that referral. We were referred, she was given a referral to us probably about 2-3 months after that incident. So it took some time before her and her mother decided to come to us for services. So I want to talk a little bit about just some family dynamics. Let's jump in a little bit to the biopsychosocial, cultural, spiritual assessment components for America. So as America is presenting, she's about 4'9". She has dark skin. She has really dark brown eyes and really pretty long dark hair. She is slightly overweight in size, averaging at about 140, 150 pounds for being 15 years old. Other than being overweight, she doesn't have any physical health concerns or diseases or anything like that. She does identify as males, or I'm sorry, she identifies as female, but she identifies as being attracted to both males and females. She identifies as bisexual. Her cognitive functioning is good for her age. She does struggle with some academic issues. She isn't able to focus too well in school, and that is a lot of because of her inability to really focus too well, a lot of the depressive thoughts going around in her head, and just being distracted. She has no documented intellectual disabilities. So, again, as I explained, she does have a history of her mental illness, as I already explained. So we're going to kind of move past that a little bit and just talk a little bit about what are issues she's dealing with at home, which mom definitely has identified that there's been a lot of defiance, a lot of opposition. Whenever America is told no about something, if America is asked to do something she doesn't want to do, or if America doesn't get her way, is when America will start to become overly emotional and sometimes fight with her mom or her dad. And often she will on occasion get this way in school as well if she doesn't want to do something. So I'm going to also switch over to the social aspect of this now. I'd like to talk about her home environment. So America does live with her mom and her dad. She has a younger brother who is 8 years old. She has an older brother who is 17 years old, and then an older sister who is 16 years old. So we've got 8-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old. So there are 4 children in total. And America, again, is the second to youngest child there. And she definitely has kind of the typical where she's fighting with her siblings a lot, and then also she seems to have a lot of resentment against her older sister because of one situation that happened just recently that has to do with their culture. As I mentioned, it's a Mexican family and they follow a lot of Mexican traditions. And one of the things that happened recently was that America was promised that she would get a quinceañera, which is a celebration of turning 15 years old. It's something really big in the Mexican community for Mexican girls. And her sister was able to get a quinceañera 2 years ago, and now America just turned 15 over the summer, and she was not able to have a quinceañera because of COVID-19, because of the not being able to get together with family and just having to stay distanced. And her mom and dad also expressed that they didn't feel financially comfortable enough to let her have a quinceañera. So this was a big impact on America and her self-esteem building. And this is something she kind of resents with her family right now. So sort of a big wedge in the family dynamics at the moment is something very significant that did not get to happen for her. So I'm going to be weary of time here, and I'm going to jump a little bit to sort of our culture. We talked about cultural background. We talked about our social background a little bit. She does have friends in school. She does talk to some people. She does not have a large group of friends. It's only really the ones who relate to her more and who have more of a cultural connection to her. Oh, I did want to mention too that America is bilingual, and her sister and her brothers are both bilingual. Her mother and father do not speak English. So the children are responsible for doing a lot of the translating in the family. The family does identify spiritually as Catholic, but they are not active in going to the church. So we're going to turn a little bit to some of her strengths, which America is very good at drawing. She loves listening to music, and she is good about looking at the hopeful future rather than being really pessimistic about things. She wants things to get better, and she's hopeful that things will be better for her. She does, have some issues with her being a little bit overweight. She's attempted to try some sports to help her stay more active, and she didn't stay in the sports for too long. So the approach that I will start using with America is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is CBT. And this is one that I feel strongly is really going to be the best practice for America. In my assignment, the individual assessment paper, I was able to link some scientific evidence that I found backing CBT and the effects that it has on children. And that alone is enough for me to know that it's a worthy practice. And the fact that cognitive behavioral therapy truly does focus on your cognitive reaction to something and the behavior that you have because of that cognitive reaction to something. So in America's situation, she's going to cognitively perceive something, and I'm going to be able to work with her on how her actions and how her behaviors can respond to that perception that she has. So I think that it's going to be the best thing for America. She's going to be able to really work on her self-esteem building, her coping skills, finding out more ways that she can cope with her depression, and really looking at the family intervention piece is a big part of what is going to happen with this family as well, so that they're all on the same page and they can all be understanding of what it is America's going through and maybe what the family is going through altogether. So the very last thing I just want to say is that her goals with me is that she will improve her mood, manage her anger, and improve relationship with parents, teachers, peers, and others. America will learn and rehearse coping, anger management, problem solving, decision making to reduce symptoms and behaviors of depression. America will raise her self esteem and confidence level. The objectives that I have are that she will identify barriers in family dynamics, learning and applying coping skills, and implement ways to improve her self esteem and focus on her strengths and positives, which also relates to how I'm also going to be treating America with a strengths based approach to focus on the things that she is strongest in and good in, and we can get her motivated in and work from there in her treatment process. So, thank you for listening to my presentation today. And as you can see, I'm pretty festive for the holidays. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Christmas, and I will see some of you again soon. Bye.